Basket weaving is as old as humans. They were needed as containers to carry food, clothing, seeds, used as storage and for transport. There were so many different types of baskets like coiling, sweetgrass, and splint weave. Let's get started with our basket weaving. Now this is the time to gather all your patience and persistence. It's simple to follow an A-B pattern, but you will need to take your time and think about what you're doing. Your first step is to write your name on the wooden base. We'll give you a copy of a diagram that shows us how to begin the base of our basket. Please use this for reference. I will also take you step by step as well. You can also read the directions as well. You have your base and we have our reeds. Okay, so now I look at the diagram. My first spoke's going to go out around the outer edge of the spoke and then back in. So I'm taking this one, I go around the outside, and then the next spoke, it goes on the inside. Now I take this one. This is my very next one. This one's down. I'm going to grab this one's next. I go out, then in. Press it down with your thumb. This one's next. This is the next standing one. Out and in. Some kids will forget a spoke. If you forget a spoke, you're going to have to start over. So make sure you're taking the very next one. Out, in. Press it down with your thumb. Out, in. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Can you guess what the next one's gonna be? Yup. Out, and then in, out. Now, there's nowhere to go. You're gonna hold it there on the inside. You're taking your last spoke and you're gonna wanna tuck it underneath this one. And it's going to take a little bit of lifting and tucking, just like that. So there's your woven base. You're done with step one. Woohoo! Now we're going to start weaving. If you look here, we are on this figure. We are going in, out, in, out, in, out. I have a thinner piece of reed here. Oh, and this is what we're making. So I take the very end of it, the very end. I'm going to put it behind any spoke and I'm going to hold it in place with my helper hand. This is the hand I write and draw with. This is the hand that will just hold this in place. I'm on the inside, so the next spoke will be on the outside. Then I'm going to have to pull this spoke out a little bit and my reed under or behind it. Now I go out and notice with my helper hand I keep pressing the reed down. So I've gone out, now I go in. You're just weaving in and out. So in, out, pull that down, get that tucked in there. You're not pulling this tight. You don't want to pull it like you're sewing. You're just laying it in, pressing it down. Now the second row, because we have an odd number of spokes, the second row should be opposite. So the first row was out, the second row is in. If you don't have your reed looking like that, it's because you skipped something. Like this. This one I did out, out, and that's going to cause a problem because now this is going to be both in and then both out. You don't want that. So you're double checking your work as you move. So I've out, in, this one will be out. Sometimes kids think, or beginner weavers, that you are sewing with the reed and they start taking the end and start weaving in and out like this and pulling. That's not what we're doing. I've got all this reed sitting here and I'm just working with this by my hands. So I'm out. Oops. Now I go in, out. So every time I do this, I double check. I push the reed down and double check. If you mess up, pull it out and do it again. So I've come to the end and I'm just going to have that tuck on the inside, but if you notice, these spokes are starting to go at an angle. So what I want you to do is just kind of give them a little tug and straighten them out. Keep your basket straight, like that. But if you want to add some beads, you can just slide them onto your piece. I would use beads in the same height, so your basket reeds will stay level. All right, and then if you're going to continue on with your reeds, you're going to place it on the inside and keep working your pattern. All right, so we start from behind. Just kind of make sure you're laying it on top of your bead. You're gonna have to take extra special care to make sure you don't lose your beads. You turn it upside down. Now I come to the second row. Double check to make sure you're doing opposite. Keep pressing your reed down. All right, we're almost done. On your last piece of reed, if you want to go ahead, this one actually I want it from behind. You can, so this is going behind, I'm just going to tuck it in between the spoke here. Oh, that doesn't fit. Let me trim this. Our last piece, I want this behind my reed, so I'll just do that. Now we're going to take care of these. This, you can decide how you want these. Do you want them up high like this, or you can push them further? If you want them flush, you're going to have to trim that. You could even put beads on it. So I'm coming around, tucking it into the spoke next door. I made sure that all the spokes were the same height. Last one. There's our finished basket.